Okay, should be working now. We're live now. We're live. How is everybody doing? Everybody doing fine today. The day before the Danganronpa 10th anniversary Famitsu stream, where it's going to be like an award show, but we're going to be getting some Danganronpa news on what we can expect in the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. I'm here, Omega Bowing. As always, I'm joined by Griffin Golden, right?
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
I'm just gonna call you Golden if you don't mind. Okay.
Most people do.
Yeah. So yeah, this stream is to discuss what to expect, what we can expect in this 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. I'm sure the people watching are big fans. I'm a big fan, and I know Griffin Golden is a big fan too, right?
Absolutely.
Before we continue, I want to ask the chat. Can you guys hear me and him okay? Because there's always some issues with the sounds when we do this. I do these streams, especially since this is the first DespairCast I had done in a long while, since I think last year or the year before that. It's been kind of dead, this series, for a while. Um, okay, Golem, before we get into the discussion itself, I would like to set like a timeline of all the clues that we have got till now that something is coming on the way. You remember? I don't know if you remember this, but I think I've been one of the few people that have been saying that a new game is on the way since 2017. Um, with all the news that were going out at the time. I don't know if you remember that, Golden. Um,
Uh,
okay,
I
so
think I do when
uh,
they were hiring for more people, right?
yes, that's exactly what I mean. Let's first go here to the Niche Gamer article, which I think I was one of the few people that did a video about it, where Spike-Chunsoft was hiring staff for a new Danganronpa work, mentions PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. As we know, the Vita is dead now, but at the time, I guess they were thinking about the Vita still because the Vita died in the West way sooner than it did in Japan. Some games like Catherine, for Catherine, I don't know the name of the new one, actually released on the Vita too. Um, let me see here. That it was on November 16, 2017. I think I was the one of the few people that reported this, and a lot of people were telling me that it meant nothing. There was nothing, like it was pachinko game or something. I don't know what you think about that, Golem. Like, or that new listing about they're looking for people to work on a supposed project.
When I first saw it, I thought that it could be just a side game. There was a talk. Kodaka was still at Spike-Chunsoft at this time, so I kept thinking that it might have been the fighting game he was talking about. He wanted to make.
Oh yes,
If
the fighting game. I don't know how long that whole fighting game thing has been going around because we know Kodaka wanted that, but um, he left Spike Chunsoft and he's now on 2Q games. Maybe that's what we're getting, something like that. Who knows? Maybe it was some kind of project that Kodaka was working on before leaving Spike Chunsoft. Some people said that Danganronpa is not getting any more games because of Danganronpa V3, but people forget that there's stuff like reboots. There's always can be a sequel in the original timeline. I mean,
Yeah, and there's always fan games.
oh, hi there, Witch. Witch has joined us. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. WitchAngelNekora. How do you want me to call you?
Just call me Nekora, or it's
Nekora.
yeah, because Neko means cat, so I usually go by Neko or Nekora.
Okay.
I was just listening in, and Kodako is working with a Death March Club, which is supposed to be like a battle royale style game, but it's like in the same category as Danganronpa and Zero Escape from Tokyo Games, and apparently it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Yeah. That's how it's going around, right? And that's what we've been hearing going around, stuff like that. Um, also, I have Griffin Golden here with me, so he's going to be us three in the stream. Okay.
That's all good.
Okay.
I see
Uh,
Nakora.
okay, that's good to know. Okay, so as I said, the first hint of something new was on November 16, 2017, when we started getting these job listings about some kind of new Danganronpa project. We don't know what it is. I personally think it was a new game or something big, but I don't know. Um, I think how was it? Okay, I forgot here. It was something people were saying about how there cannot be any more games because the way Danganronpa V3 ended. Um, people forget Danganronpa is a money making franchise. I find it silly or kind of weird that Spike Chunsoft would just stop making games because it ended. Like reboots and stuff like that is possible. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of fan games that came out of Super Danganronpa 2. Like I don't know if you I think y'all I think y'all know Blaze.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been playing the one of the fan games that came out, and I've watched some of his videos on it because there's new ultimates, There's new Death, new Blackened. Takes place on the same island. It's from the V2, and there's also been a lot more fan games. Like there's one I've been following actually that no, that doesn't have Monokuma. It has a enemy named Monocrow, and it's just like
Another.
it's. I mean, it's just like Monokuma, except if he was a bird.
What
Would
were you
be
saying?
Danganronpa another.
Danganronpa another?
Yeah, I know a lot of the fan games, so that was Danganronpa another that she's describing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been too into the fan games. Like I covered some of them. As you know, I made some videos about them, but I try to stay a little just over it, to see some finished stuff. There are a few that are done or are being worked on and people are releasing stuff about, but I mostly just want gameplay thingies, games that have gameplay instead of just watching. That's why I've been staying a little away from Danganronpa stuff for a while now. But anyway, okay, let's move on to pretty much December 2019. Spike-Chunsoft is hiring UI designers for a PlayStation 4 and PC adventure game. Applicants must like Danganronpa. This is the thing that I also made a video about. This is a game, Spike-Chunsoft making a game, and people must like Danganronpa. This is another clue of something they're working on. If it is the same thing as last time, I think it is. Maybe they need more people now or something. This was the next clue that we got. I don't know. Were you guys keeping track of all these news about the supposed game there that is being worked on? Were you guys paying attention? Did you think it was nothing like it's a pachinko game or a mobile game or some bullshit like that?
I personally remember this listing, and I thought that something was coming. I wasn't exactly sure what, but I kind of forgot about it a little bit because of what came afterward.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping track on the Danganronpa side because I played a lot of gotcha games, and a while back there was a Danganronpa mobile game that apparently was really popular over in Japan. But with this new supposed project, I mean, if it turns into another gotcha game like what they had back then, I mean, yeah, just go for it because that way they can bring back Danganronpa in like a smaller format to introduce new players to what the hell it is, other than just going into Steam and buying the original series or going on the PS4 store and getting it because most people are more like, oh, I'm just gonna be on my phone playing this. Maybe I could pull and maybe get Junko or maybe get I don't know, Hajime or something as like their character. Because nowadays we're more or less playing on Switch or mobile or some kind of new gen console, and I haven't really seen anything new involving Danganronpa. But I have noticed that the project I did look at just a few minutes ago, the Battle Royale game, where everyone's like a 12-year-old in an underwater death match.
How about you, Golem? Oh yeah, you already said right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So December 20. That's the information that we got. Then the big thing happens. The new year wishes that we got from some developers and stuff like that, where we finally got some information that, in fact, Spike-Chunsoft was doing something for the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. What the thing they're doing is we don't know. But the big thing here was that Kodaka, still being Tokyo Games, also mentions this. He says that Tokyo Games will be working alongside Spike-Chunsoft for the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. I think that's for me was the confirmation that it has to be a game because it's a game company. Tokyo Games game company. As Spike-Chunsoft it is too, but for them to have been maybe a new manga, maybe something like that. But the moment that Kodaka was involved in this is the moment that I took this really, really serious. I don't know if you guys got to see the whole New Year's wishes thing. I think I made a video about it. Um, the whole New Year's wishes thing.
To be honest, if we do get a manga, it needs to be like well, we all know that a lot of people died in V3, and a lot of people died in the original game, and then we have V2 with killing with the island and all that. We need like a big old reunion manga for like the survivors and the remnants of despair coming out of their mental funk from way back then. Kind of like a big old reunion party has to say, "What the hell happened?"
Okay. How about you, Golan? What do you think about the New Year's wishes? You know, the one where Kodaka says that Tokyo Games is working in the 10th anniversary too, even though they have nothing to do with it because they are Tokyo Games.
Oh, I know a lot of people were tired of me that day because I would not stop talking about it.
I,
It
I,
was
I think you
it's
messaged me too.
little
I think.
yeah, it was little confirmation that we're gonna be getting something new Danganronpa, and even after that, people would say like, still be like, "Yeah, it's nothing. It's not gonna be anything big." And then we have bigger confirmation down
Yeah.
on what it is, and they're saying they want to create a reunion party like atmosphere. So it's like there's gonna be a lot of things celebrating the entire series. I think this is gonna be more than just like Danganronpa V3. I think this is gonna be DR1, 2, and V3. Maybe some of the spin-offs like the anime or Zero.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the New Year's theme was the big thing that we got. The that we're getting something, but then let's see if I can put this here. I have this. Okay. Then we finally got on April 8th. We finally got Danganronpa 10th anniversary monthly news broadcast to begin in May. We finally got confirmation that Spike-Chunsoft is actually taking this seriously. The 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. They're taking this seriously because they're gonna be doing monthly broadcasts about information or stuff like that. But the big thing is on April 18, where they're gonna tell us how this whole thing is going to work. I'm hoping here a teaser for something. I don't know. I would like to ask you guys, what do you think when we finally got this pretty much this information that April 18 they're gonna do something, gonna say something. Like they're taking this seriously, you know? Like this is pretty much confirmation now.
It's just amazing. We finally get something.
Oh
I,
god. Finally
I
the
think
yeah.
I think earlier in April I was just like sitting there like I wonder what they're gonna be doing. You know, it's just like it's we've gone 3 months now. We're now in lockdown. Will we even get anything anymore with everything going on? Is everything shut down? What's going to go on? And then we just finally get something, and it's like, this is pretty much what we needed at this moment.
How about you, Witch? I mean
I'm
Neko.
not. It's all right. I'm actually kind of hoping we get a new anime because the last anime we had was like ages and ages ago, and if you think about it, we haven't had a new Danganronpa anime in forever. Because if you think about it, there were scenes in Ultra Despair Girls that were literally like an anime because it had that style, it had that fluidity to it. But since V3 is over, we kind of need a Danganronpa V3 anime to go along with it. But if you also think about it, the we haven't had any updates on what happened to uh, the little kids from Ultra Despair Girls, to be honest, because we all know Monica just went out in space and became a neat, but we don't know what happened to her after V3 ended. We don't know what happened to her. Is she still in space? Was she watching the whole thing happen and just being in her little spaceship going, so much wonderful despair. I wonder if I can come down there and play with them. But then again, I hate those ugly monsters. They're all monsters. I want to kill each one of them. But then again, she eventually will turn into an adult herself, and for all we know, if we get another anime and we do get another game somehow, she'll be a villain, and she'll probably be the next Junko Enoshima for all we know.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, so I think we're finally in the point where we can I'm gonna start saying what I think it's going to be or what we might get. I'm gonna go first, then you guys and stuff like that. Me personally, what I think we're getting for the 10th anniversary, being really hopeful here. I think it's a new main game. I think the series they just cannot let the series die. It would be pretty bad. It's a money making series. It's like if Atlas decided to let Persona die or something. They have to keep pumping out stuff. I think we may be getting a new main game. Are we going to see that new main game on the 18th? Probably. I'm hoping yes, but they could show the new game on November when it's actually the 10th anniversary. That's the month. That's the actual 10th anniversary is on November. Now there's also the possibility that they could do an anime. And I really, really would like to see an anime, to be honest. I would prefer an anime in a way because I want to see V3 animated. I want to see the V3 characters animated, talking, and doing all that stuff. I know some people don't like Danganronpa 1 anime or Danganronpa 3, but I think Danganronpa 1 was pretty good. The issue with Danganronpa 1 is that you have to actually play the game first to be able to enjoy it. Because if you go to Danganronpa 1 and you don't know anything about the games, you're going to be a little confused. I would say a little like, what the hell was that kind of attitude, I would say. There's also the possibility of a spin-off like the fighting game, and that whole thing, the fighting game, actually would be the perfect thing for a reunion, as Golden said, some kind of character reunion, because they can do how it happens with Persona, like they put characters from other games, other past games in there, and they fight. Why are they fighting? I don't know, but they fight. Everybody gets to meet each other. Who knows? I actually would like to see a fighting game, to be honest. But there's also the possibility of a sequel to Ultra Despair Girls 2, which is something that I want even more because I would like to see like a B3 sequel involving Saihara, involving Himiko and Maki. Um, there is the whole thing with Kade's twin sister, that maybe they can actually make that happen outside of the whole B3 thing in that place, that how to say, planet or war, whatever. I don't know how to say that be good in English, but you know what I mean. I think it will work pretty nice. There's always a possibility that it's a mobile game, which I really, really hope it's not. I really, really hope it's not because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of people that are going to be mad if that's the case. Because not to shit on mobile games or anything like that, but I mean, it's the 10th anniversary and you're going to celebrate it with a game where you jump around or whatever you do with Danganronpa characters. That would be kind of weird. So, yeah, for the 18th, I think we may get a teaser for something, but I don't know if they're gonna show what it is. Because they could show what it is on the 18th, and then the following months they're gonna be giving you more information. More information, like they do with let's say um like Nintendo does, I guess, or maybe Atlus does. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think it's going to be? What it could be? Or what you think probably going to be end up being. You, guys.
Golem, you go first because mine might be a little bit longer.
Okay, well, there was just kind of four topics I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
First is what they had announced really early, like the day after, which was the first class trial card game they announced. That honestly seems interesting. I really hope they localize that to America because it's pretty much Werewolf, but with Danganronpa. And so I feel like we might get a lot more of these smaller announcements in between the bigger announcements on the 18th. Just to keep the hype rolling. I remember one of my friends had made a really cool mock-up of a fighting game which uses characters from all 4 other games, the main ones, and then a slot for Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, crossed with some of the 3 anime characters, which I could see happening. I feel like they might do something like this, like a fighting game or a party game or racing or something that just kind of brings everyone there for some reason, and you can play as most of the characters at least. Then there's also that we might get more I don't think what they're called, the little statues that they sell from Kotobukiya.
The Nenodroids.
Yeah, the Nenodroids. I feel like we might get a lot more of those for V3 because I think the only ones that exist are 2 Nagito statues so far for V3. I feel like we might get a lot more of those Nenodroids for characters. And then finally, I know they will likely not be the ones announcing this, but they might go a bit more over this. I still want to see them do something with Smash Brothers. One of the things they said when they announced it, they said they'll be revealing multiple games, merchandise, and crossovers. And I am hoping one of those is Smash Brothers. No matter what, I want Monokuma in Smash Brothers. It'll be the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, it'd probably say Monokuma brings the despair.
It could happen, but I don't know, I think the second wave of character was supposed to be from games that already appeared on Nintendo or something, or something like that. I heard. I don't know. That whole second wave DLC. Yeah.
They haven't really said what the second
Okay.
wave is. All we know is just the first character is from a Nintendo home game. That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. So it could happen, I guess. Maybe they port the games to to the Nintendo Switch. That could also be a thing. But I think we need multiple announcements of stuff. Like we could get a new game, but then we could also get like a port of the games, or maybe figures of the games, or maybe a new manga. Like it's gonna be multiple announcements because they say in the announcement news there that it's going to be games, merchandise and stuff like that. So it could be we could actually get everything that we say here.
Yeah. 2020 is still a long year.
Yeah, if they're all ported to Switch, they need to be in like a bundle pack or something.
Yeah. And if they're doing it every 18th until December, that's we got tomorrow, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 9 announcements.
Ooh. That's a lot. So hopefully,
yeah, and that's not taking into account if they do something again like the cards where they announce something in between all the major announcements.
That's very true, actually. Huh.
I agree on that one because if you think about it, more people are playing on Switch because of certain visual novels being put on there, and Danganronpa is like one of the biggest that you can think of next to like Zanki Zero, Zero Escape, Steins Gate, and you can get Steins Gate on Switch, but you can't get Danganronpa. And if they decide to port that over to the Switch, people are going to go nuts.
Oh yeah, I definitely gonna buy it if they actually release it for Switch, because it will remind me of the whole way I played the games originally, the Vita. I prefer to play the games more, to be honest. Those type of games.
It's honestly possible with how close of a relationship Spike and Nintendo have. Do you remember that Cadence of Hyrule thing that was a cross of Zelda and an indie game?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
The
it's pretty fun.
Japanese localization of that game was done by Spike-Chunsoft.
Oh, oh,
I
yeah.
mean, for a Zelda game, Spike-Chunsoft translated into Japan. That means Nintendo really trusts Spike with this.
That's very true. Actually, now that you mentioned that, that did happen. People tend to forget, but in Japan, Spike Chunsoft publishes a lot of games like shooters and stuff like that too. So people trust them with that whole thing, you know. At least Spike Chunsoft Japan.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'd
And then we got
agree.
then there was the recent Mystery Dungeon game that was another Nintendo main series game made by Spike-Chunsoft. It's just a year.
um, okay. How about you, Witch? Nico.
Sorry. I know it's confusing. I know it's confusing, but
I'm
it's okay.
sorry.
It's all right. Dude, it's all
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Uh, all right. What I think is, like Golden was saying, I think we might be getting all that we're talking about when it comes to Spike Chunsoft. But I just rebooted my 2DS the other day, and I remembered I had uh, both Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward, and Zero Time Dilemma, and it reminded me that that they were also made by Spike Chunsoft. And when we were talking about what we might get come tomorrow with the 10th anniversary thing, I was hoping that they were going to make like a slight spin-off game, kind of like Zero Escape, like because we all know that there was a Danganronpa anime that was made a long time ago that involved uh, the uh, the Future Foundation, and it had like the NG code bracelets and all that. Um, I was kind of thinking that they may do something similar, like make a spin-off game on that kind of an in-between kind of game, kind of referencing the first and the second games. But since we are way past that here in 2020, I was thinking they're going to make maybe a mobile gotcha game that's like a like a puzzle game that's more like you're trying to collect like the mono coins, trying to defeat the mono cubs, kind of like a battle game sort of. But then I also thought, what if they were to make a steel book that has all the artwork from the main games and the concept art for like the characters, what their talents were going to be, and pair that up with maybe the Switch ports. If they decide to do a Switch port of the games from the PC and the other versions to like the Switch, make it a special edition that comes like a steel book and a Hope's Peak High lapel pin or something, so that it's like a special collector's edition. Because currently you've got like The Witcher 3 with a special edition. You've got Skyrim with their big old bundle pack, and with major games like this, like major AAA games like this, they more or less do like a limited edition pack that has like all their games for a certain console, and we're all hoping for Switch ports of Danganronpa. But I'm hoping they like do a limited edition pack for like physical copies and a special digital bundle that when you buy the games, you get like the other games half off, and you get like I don't know, like a DLC skin for like um, I'm hoping they add like a Monokuma style skin that you can download into Smash Bros. And also a theme, because I'm hoping the Switch puts in more themes other than just black and white because that's boring as hell. But I'm hoping they add in the ability to do backgrounds like what they do with the 2DS and the 3DS. That way you get them like a Danganronpa theme, and it'll have like a little whenever you activate a game, or Junko's yes queen whenever you put in like a game cartridge or something. But my third thought is they might release a sequel to Ultra Despair Girls because we've been wanting that for ages. Because come on, we've all seen what happens in the first version of it, and we all know that Toko is freaking thirsty on Maine for Byakuya. but we need to know what happens after Monica has went into space and she becomes a NEET and she becomes an adult. Does she come back down to Earth? Does she decide to become the next Juko Inoshima? Does she try to go after Toko and the others? Does she try to go after Future Foundation? We don't know. That and with the events of V3, that could be like a big old step into it because that way they can merge the events of what happened after V3 and what happened after Ultra Despair Girls together into like another side game or another main game or something. We're just sitting here twiddling our little Monokuma bare paws, waiting on the next thing. So I'm excited for tomorrow.
Okay. Somebody was in the chat. They did actually tease Ultra Spurgos in V3. You remember Kaede finds the game within the game. Oh, you guys remember
yeah,
that? It's like a joke, but I mean,
I found the image for it.
yeah.
Game section.
Which still features Toko Komaru in the cover for some reason. Yes, okay. If Golden has the image there. Me personally, if they were gonna do that, because you're right, they never actually finish up that plot line with that whole game series, because we never got to see the survivors per se. The survivors were not featured in the Danganronpa 3 anime or anything like that. We didn't get to see canon. We didn't get to see the other people. Was it Togami's personal interest and all the stuff, you know.
Or Haji Toa, the creepy younger kid liking pervert.
He has this cool motorcycle, at least. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a lot of left up in the air with that, though, so...
It's funny. I was actually rewatching Razbowski's playthrough of Ultra Despair Girls, and even he agrees that Haji Toa is a disgusting, creepy creeper. It's funny because I like how they made him as like a weird, I don't want to be a leader kind of person with a broken arm or a really fricked up arm. But then later on, he's like, sorry, I don't go for older girls. I like them a little younger. I go, dude, can you not?
That, to be honest, that came out of nowhere. To be honest, I don't know why that was important to know, because it doesn't play into anything with Monaca or anything with Kotoko or something like that. I guess that he's a pervert.
Yeah, because over in Japan, some people over there are a little weird, but then again, I ain't kink shaming as long as you know doing it within legal reasons. That's all I got to say about that. But the one thing I did like about Ultra Despair Girls that I want to see come back, if there is going to be a sequel announced, is I want Shirokuma and Kurokuma to come back in like a more, oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? In like a better form, because they're no longer controlled by the AI Junko. So, oh, they need to have like a non psychopathic mindset. They need to be more like their own bears somehow.
That's fair.
That's true. That is true. Let's see here. Hopefully, okay. I'm trying to get somebody else to join us, but I have some issues. Give me a moment here. But yeah, I'm mostly interested in that. But me personally, what I would like to see is another Ultra Girl style game, but instead with Saihara, Himiko, Maki. And people keep telling me, but Himiko can fight. I'm like, neither did Komaru in a way. She did have the megaphone, but she's not a fighter per se. She's just some high school girl with no talent. At least Himiko has a talent. You can say maybe she can use her powers of trickery to do stuff. I don't know. But every time I mention that, yeah.
I found an image of someone drawing what that could be like, where Himiko takes Kamaro's role and Maki takes Toko's role. I found an image of that and put it in the voice chat.
Okay, let's see if I can post that. Okay.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest, because she is the ultimate mage and she knows how to do like really cool stage tricks and stuff.
And then Maki's the ultimate assassin, so she could literally be as good as a serial killer with attacking.
Yeah, Maki is a given. Maki is a given because she can fight guns and stuff like that. I mean, Saihara, well, maybe he has a maybe he has a how do you say a information role. Doesn't actually fight. Maybe for investigations or stuff like that, puzzles or something like that.
Yeah, he could be like a puzzle solver.
He gets kidnapped. He's the new Togami.
Oh, that could happen too. That could happen too, actually.
But no, but no one has a crush on Saihara though. We're going to be. Where's the fan service scenes for that?
That's true, though. That's true. Maybe. Well, they're friends, so I mean, they may want to get their friend back. It don't have to be. It doesn't have to be romantic or anything like that. I mean, we can still get what happened to Togami for some reason, but the main reason to get him back would be, well, he's our friend. We have nobody else. Everybody else is dead, so we may as well get him back or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's like the world is screwed up. We need to find our friend, and yet we're just doing it platonically. Neither of us have a crush on him.
Pretty much. For now, I mean, you never know, but um, um, okay, let's see here. So yeah, we said what we expected it to be. I want to ask you this: what do you think if it turns out to be nothing? Like nothing happens. We don't get anything. Like just some celebration, but we don't get a new game or anything like that. Do you think people are gonna be disappointed? It is the 10th anniversary.
In all honesty, if we just get like an anniversary video saying thanks for 10 years of despair, and we don't get like a game or a manga or even a slightly like cute or kind of annoying mobile app, I am going to do what I normally do in the John Robertson Discord, and I'm going to scream my head off into a pillow going, "What?"
Okay. Wait me a moment here. And we have Tenno here. I don't know if he can talk. Let's see. We got somebody else here. Is Hi there, Tenno. Can you hear me? You have somebody else here.
Yeah, I can.
Up your volume a little. Can barely hear you. Let's see.
Hello?
Oh, hey there, Tenno. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah. I can hear you
Okay.
fine.
How are you doing, Tenno?
I've been doing well. Had
Okay.
a splitting headache last night.
Oh, oh yeah. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully nothing major. As you know, we're talking about the Danganronpa 10th anniversary. Me, Neko, Griffin Golden has said what we expected it to be, what we might get, or what we're hoping to get. I wanted to ask you the same thing too. What do you think is going to be happening for the Danganronpa 10th anniversary?
Okay, so personally, what I've been seeing, because I think they're going to be doing this like anniversary thing throughout the whole month, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The multiple months, like 9 months, right, Golem?
Yeah, they said throughout every 18th, if I'm correct. Let me look at the exact announcement they said it on.
Okay.
Okay, if that is the case, then I wouldn't be surprised if they release like a new piece of merchandise for every month, kind of like how the board game came out this month.
Yeah.
We might be getting a bunch of other stuff, maybe some other like clothing items, toys, maybe manga or something, and maybe probably at the end there might be a tease for a new game, possibly. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, but you know, don't want to keep the hopes too up.
Not too much hope there.
I didn't.
No, not
I
really.
didn't even know we got a board game.
It's the card game, the Danganronpa Wolf, or was it?
It's Danganronpa the first class child.
Yeah.
It's like the werewolf games, but with Danganronpa, so you get to choose between the first cast. Each has their own perks. You get different cards for evidence and such. You can get Despair, Truth Bullets, Alter Ego as a card, apparently. Just different things.
To be honest, I just want to collect the cards.
I'm gonna.
just curious.
I may need to get that. I love card games.
I want them to localize it and have two, maybe 3 updates that adds in the other casts.
um, yeah, Tenno.
Yeah, I can't really think of much
Uh,
anything else. I mean, other than the fact that we're probably going to be getting one thing a month, probably if this is taking place like 9 months.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just hoping it's good stuff, at least.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I'm hoping it's stuff that we care about, like no bullshit about maybe a new cake or a new keychain. Oh, this is the new keychain for the 10th anniversary. Thank you for watching. That would be pretty. I would be pretty mad. Like I've been hyping up a game since 2017, so I want to be proven right. I want to be proven right because everybody said the series is over. No more games. No more games. As I said when we were talking about this, I'm hoping there's a teaser tomorrow, but then the big reveal comes later in another month or something like that. Like to hype people up, like they did with Ultra Spell Girls. Actually, I don't know if you guys remember the Ultra Spell Girls reveal. That at the end of the Ultra Spell Girls reveal, we got a teaser, a small, super small teaser for Danganronpa 3. At the time, we didn't know it was Danganronpa 3, but the teaser was there. We shows a girl, like the silhouette of a girl's with her arms together, something like that. We actually got that. So I'm hoping that whatever they're announcing on the 18th, it ends with that little teaser that will build up hype in the upcoming months. That's my main thing I'm expecting. I hope that's how they do it. I know the Famitsu stream is not only about them because it's an award show, guys. Like we're gonna start watching that. And it's gonna take a while till we get to Danganronpa stuff because it's a big award show. Famitsu is giving away awards to Game of the Year or something like that for the Japanese games. I'm not sure since I never watched that, but I like hopefully when it gets to the Danganronpa part, it's going to be that. I find weird that they did not wait for Tokyo Game Show since that's the place that normally the Danganronpa games get announced in the Tokyo Game Show, but something tells me Tokyo Game Show is not happening this year. Something tells me that because of the whole coronavirus thing, but I don't know. Do you guys think it's possible? A little teaser, something small tomorrow? A little teaser there?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be like I'm thinking it's gonna be like a small teaser thing because another thing I was thinking of was the Persona dance games. I was thinking if they decide to do another Danganronpa side game, they could always do like a rhythm game to have like the 1, V2, and V3 cast along with Older Despair Girls cast kind of pop in and do a dance game. like that. But I'm thinking we're just going to get a small teaser of what we're going to get over the next 9 months, whether it's a plushie of the Mono Cubs or maybe the announcement of a V3 anime to, I don't know, some new merch or mobile game. I don't know. For all we know, we could just be getting like the very tip of the Despair iceberg with just a small teaser, and then over the months we're gonna get bigger and bigger teasers, like what they did with Zero Escape with the I think it was the second game, Virtue's Last Reward. They did a OVA for that. So if we get a teaser like that, that would make it all worth it.
Something I want to point out is that you remember Danganronpa V3, there was those fake games that were showing around the final trial, Danganronpa 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, something like that. The 10 game is actually named Anniversary Danganronpa 10, which is, it is the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. And it says the birth of Despair. I don't know, is that some clue that they put in the game or whatever? I don't know what you guys think of that. Let's see if I can put in the Discord so you guys can see it too. Yeah.
I feel like that's just a funny joke, but I would not be as surprised if the project name for it was called Birth of Despair. That's what the game name is. Just like Danganronpa Fighters, Birth of Despair.
Yeah, man, I love putting those little jokes in there, especially with the Despair Ghost 3. I wish that was real.
Did you see that too? Neko, the Anniversary Danganronpa 10 Birth of Despair?
It looks like something I saw in an anime last night.
So, who knows? Maybe that's a hidden clue. Maybe it is a clue. You have to remember, when V3 was about to release, they put how do I put this? They pretty much lied to our faces with the whole team, with the whole Kaede team. They put clues everywhere about the reality. Do you remember they gave Taihara some only as cap in the material? Then in some material the cap was gone. You can actually see his antenna in there and stuff like that. They're not afraid to put little clues about stuff that is happening here and there. So it would be kind of funny. It actually turns out to be Birth of Despair, the title for this new game.
Well, I mean, with all of those fake titles that they showed us, if they do plan on making more games, at least they gave them.
They had the game.
Those their own titles, essentially.
Yeah, that's actually something very interesting that you're saying there, because I think if they actually do end up making, let's say, Danganronpa 4 or something like that, they had to use the title that they gave it in V3, because that's how it happened according to V3. Or then you're just telling us that, well, V3 was bullshit, which, well, it could be possible too. I mean, that ending's a little, there's some weird stuff in the ending. I don't mean in a bad way, like some stuff doesn't make much sense if certain character was saying that was real or not. But if they do make more games, I think they should in fact use the titles they gave the games in V3, or they can always go for before something like that, make new title or whatever. But
They could always do kind of like between Persona 2 and Persona 3, where it's just like similar rules and ideas, but different world where they're not really connected.
oh, that's very true. That's very true. I have somebody I have somebody in Discord. I really wants to join, but I don't know who it is. And I'm the EggManTheGreat. He wants to join, but I don't know who he is. I don't know if anybody here remembers when I did the DespairCast, when I let I let everybody join. That was a mess that I don't want to repeat. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. um. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, this is
Oh, yeah.
something. Yeah, Glenn.
Yeah, I was looking it up and I was just like, I think some of the names were how they were designed were references to other things, and yeah, so like season 5 was referencing Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII's logo. Season 6 was to Your Name. Season 7 to Godzilla. Season 8 to the Return of Ultraman. Season 9 to Mobile Suit Gundam, and number 10 was Doraemon.
That yeah, that's be true. They were doing a parody of that.
I do find it funny that it is Doraemon, a character that does sometimes get compared to Monokuma at that, though. So
That's
for the
that.
10th one, that's an anniversary. So that could be our smoking gun for that one being the actual thing.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. The 10 one turns out to be the anniversary one. I think that's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like
And then
that's
I
too much
looked it
of a
up. Yeah,
coincidence for me that the 10 one happens to be anniversary, but in reality the anniversary it is that one too. Um, okay, give me here. I'm gonna let Eggman join. Let's see what
Okay.
happens with that. Oh, Eggman, give me your take. Give me your take. Join the channel, the DespairCast channel. Give me your take on what you think is gonna be happening. Wait, did you join? Let's see here. Give me a moment. Yeah, you joined.
Just real quick, while you do that, I looked at it. Yeah, they
Okay,
do
let's
say
see he
monthly. They
joins
don't
here.
say.
Wait for him to. If you can join, just log off Discord and then join back because TENNO was having some issue with that whole thing. Um. Okay, as I was saying, I have something in my mind. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a while back I said that I was expecting that one of the Tokyo games. You remember the 4 games they show Tokyo games? Some of them had Danganronpa styles in it. That one of those games actually turns out to be a Danganronpa game
Oh,
because
that's not surprising.
one of them is Limit X Despair, if I remember correctly. I don't know if you guys remember those games, the 4 games that Tokyo Game show, the one that has a raccoon in it, all these Danganronpa designs, not the anime, the actual game one. Oh, you guys remember those? The Tokyo Game games, the 4 that they show.
Yeah, I remember seeing those.
Also,
I found the image.
you haven't seen them, TENNO?
No, I have seen them.
Oh, you have seen them? I'm sorry I was speaking over somebody. My headphones disconnected. Okay, so
I don't think I've seen it.
you haven't seen
I'm
them?
posting the image.
You had the image posted in general, so I can.
Okay, I'll throw it in general.
Yeah, because I don't have it right now, since I deleted my computer a while back. I don't have many of my images.
Yeah, it has all 4 of them. I can post the individuals also.
Okay, thank you. There we go. That's it.
Oh yeah, I've seen 3 of those on Twitter. I just haven't seen that last one in the corner.
Yeah, when I was looking at these, I thought definitely the top left one would be the DR game.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I think could be one because they did say it was Limit X Despair, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that's the one that you said that about. That had the I don't know if I can zoom into it. Let's see here, but that's the one that we're calling Limit X Despair and stuff. There we go. There we go.
Like you can tell it's just a part of the universe. You can tell.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. To me, it feels like it's part of the universe. Something. The character, you have the goofy character. The girl looks. They look straight out of a Danganronpa game, like the same universe, and that would be kind of cool if one of those games is like a Spike-Chunsoft Tokyo Games collaboration for the 10th anniversary of Danganronpa. They don't have to play the same as a normal game. Like it doesn't have to be trials, but I could see it turning out to be a Danganronpa game. I don't know if Golem or Neko agree with that.
Um, the woman over here on the right with like the diamond pattern tights. She looks kind of like what would she kind of looks like Monica Toa later in life because she's got the green hair. It's like Tanko's kind of hair, and I'm thinking that's. I mean, you were right. It does look like a Danganronpa style game because the artwork and stuff. But in the background, you have that that demon kind of guardian thing in the back, and it kind of reminds me
All right.
more. It kind of reminds me more of like what they're doing with Zenki Zero and AI the Somnium Files, just with more of a darker tone, I think. I mean, it looks like it's set in the Danganronpa universe, sort of, but it's kind of giving me vibes of Ultra Despair Girls, a bit of Steins Gate, but just a little more combat thrown in.
hmm
Oh yeah.
Egg joined
I
in.
the little boy on the right, like the bottom right, he kind of looks like Terror's younger brother or like some sort of character like that. He kind of reminds me of the shorty that the typical Danganronpa games have. They always have one person who's really short, and I don't know about you, but in every single Danganronpa game, I was kind of bummed that the shorty always dies
Um,
because it's almost like they have a target on them for
um,
character.
Also, that's EggManTheGreat, which I added to the
Yep.
to the chat. He wanted to join. I'm risking it.
Hey guys.
I'm risking it with you, but here you
No, no,
are.
no, no. I'm not. Hey, I'm a big fan of your channel. I watched your Danganronpa live stream again. I watched your top 10, 5 lists and stuff, and huge fan of yours.
Okay.
It's great to be here for sure.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I actually just finished what was it? Chapter 3 last night, and I gotta say, Korokio was kind of whack. I forgot just like how much like but the voice actors for each of the games, I think that's what entices me most is seeing the English and the Japanese voice actors for each game. It's incredible. Like he goes from being this calm, composed, like mysterious guy to shouting how much your opinions and deductions are like fog in the wind. I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
And don't forget, he's in love with his sister.
Oh,
That's why.
uh, yeah, I remember. I saw that whole debacle or whatever that went down. But it's always interesting, and I think even if we do get a main series Danganronpa game, I think I'm going to be very upset because not because it's not going to be good, but because Kodaka isn't going to be like a main pusher of this game. He's going to be more. I mean, if he were to implement stuff, he'd be more on the side if there is a new game that comes out, because he specifically said, hey, I left Spike-Chunsoft and I'm not really involving myself with this anymore. I want new projects, which is a good thing because a lot of people, especially in like the movie industry or video game industry, go, hey, let's make Pirates of the Caribbean 5, 6, 7, and then like people don't like it because it's not like the first one. And I guess that's what Kodaka got when because contrary to popular belief, a lot of people surprisingly didn't like V3. I personally loved V3. I thought the characters were really good. I thought the story was like mind-shattering how good it was. But a lot of people were like, I didn't like V3 for a lot of reasons. But, you know, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, The Ultimate Mage was one of my favorites. Now,
gotta,
if I'll to be honest, I didn't think of the possibility of a Danganronpa movie.
ooh,
Mm,
I didn't think about that either.
that's
A Danganronpa movie would be interesting. The real question is, or what I'd like to see, is the 50-second killing game that Rontaro participated in.
um
You wanted this killing game, so you got to do everything you can to win it.
that's something that's something that people always like to bring up. The whole Danganronpa 52 thing. Like, why don't they make a game about that? And while I think it could be
Mhm.
very cool, the issue is that we know how it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like it would be very depressing seeing like the entire cast like, oh my gosh, all these new characters, and you just you know they're gonna die. The question is, how did
Oh yeah.
who made the sacrifice for Rantaro is the question.
No,
Because like
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see it happening. Something like, I don't know if any of you play Red Dead 2 or something like that.
I'm more of a Witcher 3 kind of gal.
Well, in Red Dead
I
2,
played Skyrim and the Assassin's Creed series, so I think that's kind of like Red Dead. Assassin's Creed,
well,
it has like missions and stuff like that.
well, in Red Dead
So
2, you had the main character of the next game in it. So, I guess it will work something like that, where he's gonna survive to the next game. But how did he do it?
yeah,
How did he get there? The journey
yeah,
to that conclusion. So yeah, I could see B3 being good, especially if I think Tsumugi is supposed to be part of it too. I don't know if I got that right, but she's supposed to be part of that
yeah,
one too.
yeah. I mean, I've actually had the privilege not to meet the man behind the amazing designs, but I've talked to him, and he's specifically said he's like, listen, no Danganronpa questions whatsoever. He's like, he was like, I'm trying to like not necessarily remove myself from that, but I also have like this kind of closure thing, business thing that I can't like discuss any Danganronpa details, but it was a fun ride while it lasted, and I was just, I mean, it's very not so well known, but like I've been able to talk to him like twice over text, and he's pretty cool. But like I think what he's trying to do is he wants more projects and things like that. That's why when I saw that the trailer that you posted like 2 or 3 months ago with like the extreme baseball, I was like, oh well, the art design is great. But it's
Isn't it
obvious
a mobile
like
game?
what everybody wants in the
Um,
game as well, like
um,
Danganronpa characters possibly in his other games as DLC or something like that. I think he
um,
might do that. I'm not really sure though.
um. Somebody said something. Was it you, Riffing Golem?
Isn't that a mobile game?
We don't know what that is actually. I think somebody saying it is a mobile game.
It's a
I
Uh,
mobile.
thought
It doesn't
that
look
was
like a
a
mobile
mobile
game.
game.
I'll look
Like
up.
that.
I'll look up to see if there's any Danganronpa mobile games.
What was it
I know
called?
there was
Baseball
one
something?
mobile game that was canceled.
I don't know. I don't remember the name per se now. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find the game. But we just don't have information what it is. Cry 9. It was the name. Cry 9. The reveal of that. Yeah, it had the Danganronpa designs in it, but they show a fully CG trailer, so we don't know how the gameplay of that could be. Could be that the trailer is a
Yeah.
lie. The game just tapping on the phone stream and shooting baseballs at other people, something like
You
that.
mean a lie just like Kaede? I was so heartbroken over that scene.
I found it. I found it.
I found
Turns out there was a game called Danganronpa Unlimited Battle that was released in 2015, and later that year it was canceled. It started for iOS in January 7th of 2015, and it was Japan only, and apparently it was a battle game that had characters from Goodbye Despair and Trigger Happy Havoc, and it was a co-op game, and it was all done in like a chibi style. It even had boss battles and Monokuma coins
Yeah.
and unlockable content, but they would attack the characters with like a billiard ball like attacks and it'd bounce off the enemies. And you could also it would have like cards and it would unlock new characters or boost their stats. But apparently it didn't do so well because they canceled it the same year and it never got released here in the States.
Yeah. That's what I heard. It got canceled before like any like main people picked it up or anything like that. But I do believe that if they do another mobile game, they will make it global and or have like two separate versions maybe, because some mobile games will do that where they'll have a global version and a Japanese version, but they might just make one big version for everybody. I'm not really sure. The question is whether or not will they make it a gacha game, because gacha games usually run with, you get a specific character you want, or you summon for a specific character, or get what character through, well, it's basically gambling. And that's how like gacha games make their money off of it, is because people buy like the in-game currency so that they can get the characters. So let's say we have a Izuru Kamakura whose ability is Knife Blade 3, and Knife Blade 3 knocks out 3 enemies and makes them all dizzy for like 6 turns. Then a lot of people are going to want that Izuru Kamakura because he can immobilize enemies that are rather difficult to if they were immobilized, something like that. But I don't know. I don't see Spike-Chunsoft as being the type to go to gacha games, but they might. But at the same time, I'm not really sure if that's what they're going with, like a mobile game or something like that.
Okay. TENNO, you still there? Oh, he's still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Anything you wanna add to all that stuff, or?
Well, I guess the first thing is the for the mobile game, the trailer's on your channel, by the way, if you
Yeah.
remember. Because that's the first thing that comes up when you search for it. And for the Limit X Despair thing, the character that's right in front with the katana, I don't know. She reminds me of Peko, but it's probably just the sailor top that she's wearing, because it suspiciously looks similar.
And the glasses? You have glasses too, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing glasses.
Oh
as well.
wow.
I don't know. She kind of reminds me of a mix of Peko and Maki, but that's just me.
It feels like a Yakuza thing too happening there. Like a Yakuza team. So that could be it too. Okay, so let's see here. Do you guys wanna take questions from the chat, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead, shoot.
So chat people wanna ask some questions to our guests here. Drift Golem, TENNO, EggManTheGreat,
Eggman.
Eggman, and Nekora. Do you have any question? It could be about keep it Danganronpa if you want. No weird. Well, ask. I guess people are gonna be into ask about chip and stuff like that. Let's see how that how it.
Pineapple pizza or no pineapple pizza?
Pineapple with pizza for me. Hell yes.
Okay, so people ask the question, then I guess everybody answers one by one or something like that. Somebody's asking, what do you think about Danganronpa V3 continuation game?
Does anybody want to go first? Because I'll go first. If nobody has.
You go first. You go first, dude.
All right, yeah. So a continuation of Danganronpa V3. I think it's pretty unlikely. It's because they're staring out and they basically see the Team Danganronpa logo. But if that were to happen, not only would I be very shocked, I'd be shouting around the house. I would also probably be like wondering, well, where are they going with this? Are there new characters? Is it a shoot 'em game? Is it something like that? I don't think they would do another killing game with those three. It just, I mean, they might. They did it with Makoto. They went from saying Makoto went through one, Asahina went through one, and Kyoko went through one again. So they might do that. But if they were to do something like that, I would just I wouldn't trust anything that a Danganronpa game says anymore, because when they're like, it's over, and then they go ahead and do a 180 like that, I would just be pleasantly surprised. So that's honestly what I think. But if it does happen, then I would think that the major thing everybody wants to see is a new mastermind, like not a variation of Junko or like any you can have references but no resemblances. Like the cosplay thing really wasn't her, but it still was kind of like her. So I think that if they were to implement a new mastermind, it would have to be like a fresh take on the whole mastermind role. So that's the first thing. And the main character, I just want a protagonist who's hopeful. Like Nyagi was hopeful and all, but like I want someone who's like, come on guys, we can do this. Or another idea that I was thinking was having someone who goes into a killing game after V3, but then they guess the black and wrong in like chapter 1 or 2 or 3, and then that student competes with others who also either survived or got the black and wrong, and they have their own killing game, and that's when the real game starts. That would take a long time to make, but I think it would be an interesting concept because we've never seen like everybody get axed one time and then move on to another killing game. So that's what I think, but you guys have your take. I think it's cool.
Okay, who's next?
I think I'll go next.
Okay.
I have to agree with Eggman because it's not probably not going to happen. But what I'd like to see, like he said, a despair like a something like that where the main character gets the black and wrong, and so does somebody else. So they have to like battle it out to see who gets the punishment. Because um, what if you chose the black and wrong, and so does somebody else? So you'd have to like do a combat style fight to the death, um, both verbally and physically, kind of like how they did it in Your Turn to Die, sort of, but with a different concept. Like with each time you use a verbal bullet, it would cause damage, kind of like in V3 whenever you go for the final verdict mini game they did. But with each hit point you lose, the truth would come out saying like, um, I know who the blackened really is. I screwed up. I'm the blackened. And I'd kill him again, stuff like that. And the idea of a new antagonist, like that'd be amazing because we've already had different plots with like Junko infecting the world with despair using the gloomy Sunday in the anime.
Yeah.
But what if there was an antagonist that decided to create a despair virus? Like not through hypnosis. I mean kind of like oh what like
Danganronpa Grammy?
uh sort of. But it'd be more like through
Chapter 3, Danganronpa 2.
yeah, it'd be kind of like that.
Virus.
Yeah, it'd be like the despair virus, but um it'd be more like trying to infect the entire school with it instead of trying to infect the entire world. And the blackened would have to like try to get you to um pass the buck on to somebody else using this because have y'all ever seen the movie Mystery Men?
No, I don't think I have. What's it
Nope.
about?
Well, look it up if you get time. There's an item in the movie called the blame thrower, and that would be an amazing tool to like throw in the game as like a weapon. To like if there's more than one person who got it wrong, like 3 people in the same arena, you'd use the blame thrower to shoot, pass the buck on to somebody else and get them to confess. But
Yeah.
the whole new antagonist thing would absolutely need to be like blank slate, fresh off the presses kind of deal. There can be references to Junko and to uh, everything else she's done, but we need a new antagonist. We need like an Ultra Despair Girls kind of thing, but not UDG. Just like a new concept, new antagonist, new reason to spread despair, and just right off the bat, make it brand new slate, Danganronpa themed. Boom, there you go.
Yeah. And to add on to that new antagonist thing, I just thought about something that popped up. There's actually a very, very good Instagram fan in Rampa, and it's cursed as hell. It's actually Lazy Town and Danganronpa mixed together. But the cool concept of it is the actual what's it called? Villains. It turns out to be two people instead of one, and their dynamic works so well in that they weren't even the ones who were the mastermind behind the entire thing. It turns out that the father of one of the characters was the actual mastermind behind the entire game, or as it's put, not really a mastermind. Those two are the masterminds of the killing game, but the father is the ultimate villain, and that's his kind of identity. And one of the characters is actually called the ultimate villain multiple times, but it turns out that their ultimate talent is different. So it's not necessarily that mystery trope. It's more like, oh, this was your ultimate? Well, no, actually my ultimate was this, as opposed to, I don't remember what my ultimate was kind of deal. And I think that's really interesting.
Okay. How about you, Golden?
If they were to do a direct sequel, I don't think it would be a main game. I honestly think that if it was a direct sequel of V3, it would be either a spin-off game or something else like a manga or anime. I feel like they like to make the main games in their own bubble until the last few chapters. That's how they usually present them. Danganronpa 2 was meant to be like this completely separated game, and then we only started getting hints of the first game by chapter 4. And then we didn't get any of that in V3 until chapter 5, halfway through that chapter.
Yeah.
So I could see them, if they were to do a continuation, it'd probably be like a short manga series, a few episode anime, something, or maybe the Ultra Despair Girls 2 with Maki and Himiko. I personally can't see them going with a full new main series game for a direct sequel, and instead just doing another killing game with completely new students. That's what I would personally see them doing.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, continue.
What do you guys think, and this is very funny, what do you guys think about a Danganronpa dating sim actually by Spike-Chunsoft?
I think
I would do it.
Because like I know a lot of people have made like fan versions of like dating sims and stuff like that, but a licensed one by Spike-Chunsoft would probably take off like a rocket, similar to a very adult game, Hunipop, how their team was like, it was just one person, and now it's like 5 or 6 people now, and they're already making a second one, and they're releasing trailer updates like crazy, which is the best way to keep updated when you're releasing a new game like that. But I think it would be really cool. I mean, obviously the characters would be adults. I mean, that goes without saying. But you know, going on dates with I don't know, think of a random character, Maki, or going on a date with Kyoko, or Mahiru would be great because she's like that mom friend. Anyways, but I just think the concept of it would be interesting. Not necessarily like a main series game or like you know, a port or something like that, but just a dating game. Like a lot of people would be unexpecting that, like this is a big anniversary, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're making a a Danganronpa dating game. I mean, they sure do have a lot of fan service in the game, so it would not
Oh my
surprise me in the
god.
slightest.
I wouldn't be surprised if they teamed up with the people from Project QT to add like some of the Danganronpa girls as like gotcha polls.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, I honestly wouldn't mind that. I mean, I know someone else is not really working on his game and more focusing on things like that. Like, I understand that it could rack in more money, but you wanna finish the game that people have been waiting for 5 years before you actually go on to new projects. Um, that's my opinion. We're not here to talk about him. Um, continue what you were saying, Omega. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. How about you, Tenno? The whole V3 continuation. How do you feel about that?
Um, honestly, I would just want another game, but I don't mind if it's something different, something new. We need, different things because you don't want to play the same game over and over again. But all the things that Eggman and Nekora has talked about already, I would be open to the idea of all those things because we
How
need
about
we need we need fresh things. We need innovation,
yeah?
invigoration, all that type of stuff. So
Um,
I'm not opposed to the idea.
um, how about the dating game?
I would not put it past them. So
What would you like though, Tenno? Would you like a dating game?
uh
That's the big question here.
50-50,
I'd buy it. Shit.
they can do what they want at this point. They can make a fighting game. They can make a rhythm game. Who knows anymore? Whatever's
um,
marketable, I guess.
I have an update.
how about you, Golem? Are you open to the idea of a dating game?
Well, what's gonna be the age rating of it?
I mean,
18 plus.
I don't think they can go too R-rated with it because well the characters ages and stuff like that. But like
Yeah,
there are other games that do dating and they don't show anything too explicit anything like that. They just hang out with the actor. That's something
yeah,
that I could see them do. Just let's hang out with the actor. Let's hold hands or something
Well,
like that.
yeah. They could remove the explicit scenes and then gear it towards kids or like insinuate that's what happened kind of thing. I know some dating sims that do that where it's like, oh, you slept with such and such, you gained this or something like that. I don't know. I don't really play many dating sims, but I remember watching a lot of YouTubers play dating sims and like
I had
a
an
lot of the
update.
time that would be something that was
Actually, they
introduced.
can
Yeah.
keep it they can keep it obscure, like in the love hotel scenes from V3. They can keep them obscure.
Yeah, like in Pop, if you play as a female character and you're dating a female character, it's implied that you slept with them. But if you're playing as the guy in Pop, they'll automatically show it.
Yeah,
Like they're just gonna say more like oh, you're a chick and you want to be with this chick. Okay, we're just gonna imply that you did the deed with them. But if you're a dude, it's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna show you this explicit hentai scene right here.
I think that's
yeah.
because I guess they didn't make the resources to show it. Like they did.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like the LGBT community or the LGBT expression in games like that hasn't really been included. But I have a feeling in Hunipop 2 that's more the route they might go, and that would make a lot of people happy. But at the time, Hunipop was what in the 2000 I don't know, I think it was
Uh,
2010, 2011, something like that.
um,
So it makes sense. And like game developments, you got to take into consideration, even though, oh, game was released in 2013. Well, they probably started writing about it in 2011 or something like that. So
Honeypop came out in 2015.
Yeah, 15.
yeah, 15. So in 13 they started planning, and that was a year after gay marriage was legalized. So that's probably why they didn't really,
Probably.
plan for it that much.
I
I
think
guess. I
I
don't know.
personally think it's more that they just didn't have, they just didn't bother to add the CGs showing it. There's a reason sometimes some game devs only do games where you play as guy. They didn't get it because, well, they want to do the scenes of guy doing the thing, like. But when the
Yeah.
girl does the thing, it's different. I guess they just, well, it's too much work for what we're gonna get. So for now, let's just do this.
Well, we're all adults here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, adults, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're all pretty much adults.
yeah. So I actually want to ask the chat though. Is the chat okay with a dating scene? Would you get people in the chat will be fine with it?
Oh yeah.
Press 1
Yeah,
for yes, 2 for no. I think the chat will be into it.
yeah.
Me personally, I like the idea, but I think we're open to more. It has to be like a non-canon thing, like
Yeah.
because you know how people are with the characters, and the chips, and then
yeah, no, there are a couple of characters that
then you
are
have
low-key
then you have
boring.
Tenko dating guys in the game, and people that start speaking out about it. And,
Oh my
oh,
god, I loved
Yes.
I love that. Everybody went nuts over your what was it? Your Tenko and Suichi video. I mean,
oh
I was
yeah,
like, Tenko does not like men, but I explained this to many of my friends. I think she has a soft spot for beta males, and Suichi is a beta male. So it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Um,
I mean, hell, she threw him down.
I actually helped voice Himiko in one of his theory videos, and I'm
that was you.
yeah, that was me.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
now
you're
I
a
remember.
Himiko?
Now I remember.
Now do you recognize when I did the Himiko voice
Yes,
earlier?
yes. That's why I was like, that sounds familiar. Like I think she's something with one of my videos. Or...
Yeah, that was
How did
me.
you do that? How
I
did you do that Himiko voice?
I do a lot of voice acting actually. So what I do is I more or less lower my I make my voice more high pitched and more nasally.
So that I sound
Mhm.
more like I'm a 12-year-old girl, and that way I sound more like Himiko. But hey, it's not a trick, it's magic.
Well, there was something I wanted to update you guys on.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
The Famitsu Game Awards thing, the stream for YouTube has gone up, and it's 8 hours until it goes live.
Ooh, nice.
Oh my god, yeah.
The hype.
Yeah, I
The
saw
hype.
that. I copied the link.
We're getting info in about 8 hours.
8 hours. Oh my god.
8
Oh.
hours. That is gonna be like 4 in the morning for me.
I'll be asleep, I think.
You're gonna be
I'm just
fine.
gonna wake up to new
I'm
information.
not staying at 4 a.m. for that.
You're gonna watch it, Tenno? Live?
Wait.
I would have to see how I'm feeling because it's gonna be 4 a.m.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything.
I mean, I might be up for it. I don't know if I'll be up at 4.
I'm gonna be up.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep, and I'm just gonna wake up to whatever information has been revealed.
Yeah, I definitely won't be awake for that because I gotta get up around noon to get ready for my charity stream.
Okay.
Hey, if Omega's live streaming, you bet your apple seeds I'm gonna be in here commentating on it.
I'm gonna try. Like, hopefully, it won't be too boring because it's an award show and not really about Danganronpa per se. It's about the Famitsu Awards and stuff like that.
No, I know, but I'm gonna have it like on in the background, and we can, you and me, and if someone else wants to join, we can discuss about like, hey, what do you think the new thing's gonna be? I honestly am hoping it's a new game of sorts,
It has to
but
be
I think the first announcement is gonna be pretty tame, and then it's gonna go up from there.
But they have to
Or at
hype it
least that's what I'm hoping.
because they have to give me
Yeah,
a reason to look forward next month. They have to give me a reason.
I mean, for me, it's Danganronpa. I love Danganronpa,
Yeah.
and I am really working hard. I'm after this COVID crap goes away, I'm gonna be cosplaying like most of the male characters. Like for example, Kaito. I love Kaito because I envy his optimism. He is a great character because he's so optimistic about everybody, believes in everybody. But I'm also like Kaito because I'm an idiot.
If I were to bring back one of my Danganronpa cosplays, I would bring back Glamakuma, which is my Junko slash Monokuma fusion cosplay. But if
Ooh,
I were to gender bend a cosplay to wear it, I would definitely go Gonta because Gonta is best boy. He is just
Gonta is amazing.
wholesome. Gonta is best boy. He's wholesome as hell, and I love him so much. I mean, if Gonta was real, I would gladly walk up to him, give him a big hug, and ask me, I'd ask him, do you think you can show me how to properly catch a bug without hurting it? Because I'm actually pretty much into weird stuff like that.
I would get down on my hands and knees and beg Gonta to forgive me for all of the bugs I killed when I was a kid. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like because this past like couple of weeks have just been nothing but maybe playing my Dragon Ball mobile game because I'm a huge Dragon Ball nerd and sleeping in till 3 a.m. Or 3 p.m., which is not good. Don't do that, kids. And just like not feeling that motivation, but like I don't know, getting getting to talk to you guys and give my input really means a lot. I know I seemed like, let me in kind of thing,
I
but
was
you guys are really cool.
I was worried because people there's people for there's a certain place that has like a little hateboard for me.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I feel they may send someone just to go to a stream and say something.
Yeah.
um,
No,
uh,
no, 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 no,
and so
no.
I was a little
No, I'm
worried because like who is this person? Because I
yeah,
know
no.
people like Golden, I know them. I know TENNO. Nekora have been following on Twitter, so I know her too. But you,
Mhm.
I have no idea. But I'm glad that you joined because you turned out pretty awesome here in the stream.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. A compliment from you is a great thing. I'm actually the guy on YouTube known as Rich White Man. You know, the guy with the who comments on your videos from time to time
Yeah.
with the Akiyotogami. Yeah. My mom will come to me, she'll be like, change your username. You don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Togami, aka the rich white D-bag.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I think that's why I love his characters, because he is, in definition, a prick, but a good prick. Because he goes from being this guy who's very self-absorbed to being this guy who's very self-absorbed, but has friends now.
He is the Seto Kaiba of Danganronpa.
Yes.
Oh god.
But
Yes, that's the coronavirus. They predicted the coronavirus. You want
Yeah.
to talk about Simpsons? Look at that scene.
Golem just posted this in the Golem just posted this in the Discord. And I'm going, how did they know that we were V3 was predicting the virus?
I
Another
deleted the
prediction.
virus, Mom.
One of the plagues that caused that planet to crumble.
Yes,
yeah.
no, okay. I think we can all look. They're all wearing masks. Coronavirus confirmed, guys.
Another
Dang it!
prediction.
Now we're just waiting. Now we're just waiting for the meteors. Please let me be one of the 16. Please let me be one of the 16.
Conspiracy
No.
theorist alert.
You have to be a teenager,
Uh.
sorry.
Okay, let's see here. You remember I asked the chat the question about the dating thing, and a lot of people went one. Yes. They would like
Kodanga predicted COVID.
they would like to see
Oh
that.
god.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I would like to ask this question. So nobody asked this, but I want to ask it. From each person here. What's your favorite character? Like your favorite Danganronpa character.
Can it be from any of the games or
Any
any
of-
of the anime?
Yeah, any game, any work, any manga, whatever. As long as it's Danganronpa, it can even be Killer Killer.
Okay,
I got-
my
I'll go
favorite.
last.
Okay, my favorite. I have to go with Ibuki Miyota, the ultimate rock star. She is literally me in a nutshell because she dresses like a goth mixed with a rock star, and she's loud. She's vocal. She has the actual colors in her hair, that blue and pink, and we all know what that equals there. Because I definitely resonate with her. I mean, I'm normally a very shy person in real life. Like, I got anxiety and all that. But once you get to know me, I am very loud. I'm very vocal. I'm random as all get out. And I pretty much am just, I'm like her. I sometimes have to enunciate. I have to explain things. I wear my hair pretty much weird. I was pretty much called the weirdo back in high school. I was voted most likely to be unique. So I'm technically Ibuki Miyota. I love her to death.
Um,
Oh, for
Alright.
me, it's an easy choice.
well, how about you, Golem?
Koikyu Senguchi, absolute favorite character.
You like him just like that? Like, what makes you like him? Like,
There's quite a few things for my life for him. I really enjoy just his general aesthetic. He's this very creepy character from the very start. But he's always very calculated and always very thinking. He doesn't fall for many of the tricks. He never relies too much on his emotion for any of the trials. But he's still respectful, even to the killers that, like Kurumi or Kaede, before it was his time to go, he was still really respectful. Even if he didn't, he was sad to see them go, he still respected them, even if they did kill someone. It was
okay.
always his voice is absolutely amazing. With just how he talks, it gives off just so many different vibes. His
Who?
design is honestly just one of the most unique ones. He has the
Corquillo.
really long
Korkio? Oh yeah.
Corkio, yeah.
Uh,
The suit that looks very dim, yet it fits his design. It just fits him very well. I couldn't think anyone wearing else these really muted colors. Because everyone's always very bright, they're always very vibrant. Even the very dark, depressed characters, they usually have very light colors. While for him, he's very muted. There's not much shine to him. It's all one. It's all one dimmer green with some red, and then his blue hair. It's
Hmm.
just a really. He's just
Yeah,
a really
he
nicely made character.
When I first
his
saw him, I thought, "Sure."
yeah, his voice actor is really good. Like whew. And he frequently talks about the women in his village liking his rope skills, so
Oh,
how about you, Tenno?
Okay, for me, it's kind of a tough question because since we're talking about everyone, I love
Everyone.
everyone to some sort of extent. But if I had to say, I think out of everyone, I think Maki's probably my favorite one.
Oh.
ooh, nice.
I
Wow.
say that because just like when you see her, you can tell personification of a badass. Simple. Doesn't play no
Yeah.
crap, no one. Doesn't play no funny games, no funny business. Just straight up.
Do
Just
you want to die?
exactly. Just take someone out when they're just being all crazy, man.
she's the
And
Yeah.
it's just
pigtailed
like with
hitman.
the strong red, she's just an awesome character, just overall. And the
Yeah.
fact that she knows how to use weapons and being the ultimate caregiver, she's totally not something else. But you know how strong all caregivers are.
Oh yeah, very strong.
But
Enough to second that.
yeah, man. Just I
She's
just
also
think
got
that's
that thigh high combo.
Oh yeah, and those are some nice thigh highs.
Yeah.
That too, the twin tails as well.
Oh
She's
yeah, the twin tails are
yeah,
beautiful.
she's the twin-tailed hitman, and she's like Agent 47, but with actual hair.
Yeah.
Um.
Goodness.
Okay, how are you, Eggman?
Um, my favorite character, I mean, this is really hard for me to decide. But I would probably have to go with Suichi Saihara, because I just really love the way he's starts out very weak, um, uh, depressed, not really have any motivation for himself, constantly corrects people by saying, "Oh, I'm just an apprentice. I'm not really the ultimate detective per se," and just belittles himself a lot. And then he has this amazing woman who comes along and basically tells him to believe in himself and that he's a good guy and that he's not to be like, as bad as he thought. And he just grows from that. And then once he basically watches the girl that he probably loved die in front of his eyes, and then go to her lab. That whole scene, I can't describe it, but every single time it makes me have tears down my eyes because it's such a beautiful scene, and I really want to do an analysis of Claire de Lune as a whole because it goes from Kaito punching you in the face, saying how you're not a man, you need to clench your teeth, take this the way it is. Everybody leaves, then he says, "Hey, go to her ultimate lab, surround yourself with stuff that reminds you of her." And then once you go to the ultimate lab, everything just plays out very well. You go over, you find the CD or whatever, you take it out, and then once you see the lines, a soft melody fills the classroom. I'm getting chills just talking about it. It just goes silent, and you hear the beautiful song that is Claire de Lune. And it's a very significant song because my mom really like played it when I was a baby. And it's really beautiful. And it goes from being like very like crying your eyes out and bawling for Shuichi or whatever to wiping those tears away and him saying, "No, I'll do it. I have to believe in myself. For your sake, Kaede, I promise. From the bottom of my heart, I promise you, Kaede." And then she just says her goodbyes to him, and he goes off without his hat, without everything, and the very next chapter, he just grows so much. And then after that, he keeps growing and growing. And I love in the final chapter, he was the definer in everything in that last chapter. How he's like, "Fine, be bored. I'm not going to be part of this entertainment." He refused to play the game. He didn't care if he died. He wanted this killing game to end in any way possible. And he did just that. And I honestly didn't think they were going to live, but they did. And I thought it was really cool how he goes from being this weak, small detective to someone who challenges fiction itself and says, "I reject that hope," kind of thing, which, characters don't reject hope. Hajime didn't reject hope. Makoto didn't reject hope. Hope is always the baseline. I mean, Nagito would strangle him if he heard that, but like, it's just crazy how much he was. And Makoto's a great character. I love him to death, but like Suichi just had that oomph and that overbearing challenge to him, and that's why I love Suichi Saihara and why he's my favorite character in the Danganronpa series.
Wait, okay.
Thank you.
Very nice. As everybody knows, my favorite character. I mean, kind of obvious who he is, but
Who is it?
um, overall, favorite character is Monica, as everybody knows. I mean, she's like the main teammate channel. I know some people are saying, but is it not Mikam? I like Mikam. She's my favorite Danganronpa 2 character. But my overall
Yeah.
every character, it has to be Monaca with Mugi a close second there, but Monaca is like my big thing because I don't know, I just like how far she took things, like, and with Junko it's a little more contained, the stuff that she do, but Monaca does a bunch of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
killing to blow up the heads of little kids, like she, I mean, Junko stay in the school doing her thing. I mean, the ultimate despair were outside doing their thing, right? But I mean, Monaca is there on the ground doing this stuff, just going full. Let's just destroy everything, full genocide.
Full on sadistic little 10-year-old.
Yeah. We all love our pickle demon, even though she committed mass murder
Pickle
and psychologically
demon.
broke Nagisa.
Oh god, but
Which,
I'm
by the
sorry, I had to
way,
go to the car.
unpopular
What are
ship,
we
I
talking
really
about?
do. If that didn't happen, I really did ship Nagisa and Monica as like a dynamic duo.
what were you saying, Golem?
What were you guys talking about? I had to go take a phone call.
When we're talking about our favorite character, I was saying that Monaca is my favorite overall character in Danganronpa, and stuff like that. We're pretty close here to the end of the stream, since it's almost 2 hours. I want to keep it like that. So I hope everybody that came here really enjoyed the stream. A little hype building stream before the hopefully I'll leave it to something. Hopefully something. Oh god, it better be something. Just a little snippet or something, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us something.
Yeah, I
Give
want
us
to.
just something Danganronpa related, and we're good.
I don't know if anybody wants to say some last thing before we end this.
Well, if anyone here's a fan of Pokemon, I've got a charity stream going on tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central.
On your channel?
It's actually on Twitch. It's
On-
Twitch. Yeah, it's on Twitch. It's gonna be Twitch. It's gonna be twitch.tv/WitchAngelNekora. It is it's a charity stream for Doctors Without Borders, and it's going to help the COVID crisis. It'll be at 2 p.m. Central. I'll be doing Pokemon Crystal, and I've got different incentives that range from me changing my voice on stream to doing shiny hunts and stuff. So if anyone's interested, come on by the channel tomorrow and just help out with the cause.
I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below. Just leave the link in the general, and I post it in the description of the video.
All right, can do.
How about you, Tenno?
Well, I guess I don't have too much stuff going on right now, but it is nice to be back on here again.
Very cool.
Talking to everyone,
Hopefully,
talking to the chat, it's all good fun and stuff like that. I just enjoy being here, seeing everyone's thoughts and whatnot. I may or may not go back to making videos. I have no idea yet, but maybe with this quarantine, it might be just the perfect excuse to do so.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have you here, Tenno. It's been a while since you've been here. You're one of those older members of the channel that have been here a bunch of time before this.
Yes.
Yeah,
I plan on being here many more.
hopefully, yeah, sure. How about you, Golem?
I was happy to just be here. Thank you for the invite to being on the podcast.
And
I honestly hope that with all this new Danganronpa information, this will lead to you doing more podcasts. Whether we're in it or not, just you doing more podcasts in general, and just being able to talk about more on your channel.
yeah, I mean, I like doing them. It's just that, well, I mean, I only talk about Danganronpa, so we don't have much there to talk about. But I try to keep them sometimes more general and talk about other stuff. So I'm happy you're here, Golem. You don't have anything to chill that you wanna chill, like a channel or something.
Well, I'm just
Not
glad
really,
to
I don't
actually
have-
be here.
I don't have much. I'm working on a game in the making, but I can't say much about that. I got my
Yeah.
Twitter where I just kind of talk about sometimes about Monokuma for Smash Brothers, but that's pretty much it. I don't have much else.
Okay. How about you, Eggman? Any last thing?
I just wanted to say that I'm really grateful to be here, and you guys are all really cool. Hope to be your friends. You
True.
guys are. It was a surprise to get to talk to you today. I also want to say, join Omega's Discord. It's a pretty great place. It's been dead for a while, but we would love to have you all there. Just talk about Danganronpa theories, whatever you want. And I don't really have a YouTube channel at the moment, but if you want to support me, it's Rich White Man YouTube with Byakuyo Togami as the profile. Probably you don't have to, Omega, but if you could link it in the description, that would be great.
Sure, just leave the link in the general. I'll put it later.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. And I think that's about it. I hope you're all having a safe time during COVID, and pleasure to be on here. Thank you very much.
And with that, I want to say also thank you to everybody that came to the stream. It's been a while since I done one of these DespairCast, so I'm happy that so many people came to watch. It's been a while, as you remember, I started this whole DespairCast thing. I think it was before Danganronpa V3 started, around the anime, with BB News was the first guest, then Blaze, and then we had Taichi.
Yes.
Then TENNO also joined me. Today, new people here. Hopefully, we get to see them more if I do more DespairCast in the future.
I'll be here with more than I'll be more than happy to pop back on the DespairCast anytime you're ready for it. As long as I'm not doing anything involving the Darkroom Discord, or if I'm doing any kind of streaming. But if I got time, I'll gladly pop in with Monokuma ears on.
As for me, I would love to join the DespairCast again. It was obviously an honor to be here as a much welcome guest. I mean, in the future, once I get a computer and start working again, I could probably turn on my face cam and throw on a Suichi hat or a cosplay wig and just answer questions. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm happy,
Yeah, because Discord is getting a video chat soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. And see you in a few hours, I guess. I'm going to be streaming in a few hours. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it will be good. Anyway, see you guys another time. Bye.
Bye.